When the Northern Ireland Assembly ended so unceremoniously on June the 23rd, 1986, it seems the spending didn't. As assemblymen protested and accused the police of brutality, those who thought taxpayers had been relieved of yet another financial burden were way off the mark.
About 20 unionist assemblymen stayed in the chamber after the dissolution had been formally announced. They were determined to prolong the life of the assembly. Outside, demonstrators gathered, but there was little sign that police would move against either them or the politicians. But then the crowd tried to break into the building. Stones were thrown and several policemen were hurt. Riot police were called in. Missiles continued to fly. The police then began to force the crowd toward the main gates. The police say 21 officers were injured, more than half required hospital treatment. The police inside the building were then asked by the clerk of the assembly to clear the chamber. They moved in, and minutes later the politicians who had refused to leave were thrown out. The police say minimum force was used. The Reverend Ivan Foster resisted his eviction. His leader, Ian Paisley, was taken out backwards, clutching his wallet and notebook. He tried to get the numbers of the officers who'd ejected him, couldn't, and responded angrily.
They say to you, man, don't come crying to me when your homes are attacked. They crowd you really well. What goes so? That's right.
One of the two official unionists who'd stayed in the chamber and been ejected, Geoffrey Donaldson, also hit out at police.
I belong to a family, and I have two members of my family, members of your force, murdered by the provost, and now what do you do in return for that? You throw me out of the forum to which I was elected by the people.
With the chamber cleared and the mace removed, the Northern Ireland Assembly was over. The stone throwing, which had flared for a time on the Newtownards Road, had subsided.